Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Monday, August the 18th. And thank you so much for tuning in to WLBT Plus. If you're watching on our mobile app or through our website, we thank you for tuning in there. And if you're watching on our social streams, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, love that you are tuning in there. Don't forget you can always join the conversation. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, you can leave those in the comment section. Or even if you just want to say hey, you can leave that in the comment section as well. We have a lot to get into today. We're going to start off by taking a look outside over Raymond, courtesy of our Raymond Skycam. You can see it's looking pretty hazy out there today, but that's to be expected. So it's a little hazy out there. We are actually under a heat warning right now as well. We'll be looking at our forecast in just a little bit. And of course, our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to give you that in-depth look at your forecast. So let's go ahead and jump into the news now. First thing on the list is this morning, a Jackson Public Schools school bus was involved in a car accident. So this happened on Pleasant Avenue and Erie Street. JPS students were seen getting off of the school bus and leaving the scene. Capitol Police and ambulance and the Jackson Fire Department were also there on the scene. Thankfully, though, no injuries were reported with this. The cause of the crash does remain under investigation. And an 18-wheeler caught fire on I-20 at the Ellis Avenue exit, blocking all lanes of traffic. That happened today. Firefighters were able to put the fire out and all lanes of traffic were opened. There's no word yet on what exactly sparked this fire or if anyone was hurt in it. And Capitol Police arrested this man right here. Let me get it pulled up for you. 47-year-old Shanta Richmond of Byram in connection to the Cadence Bank robbery that happened on August the 8th. So this bank is located on Canton Mart Road in Jackson. And authorities arrested Richmond Thursday at a hotel near the bank. So Richmond is being charged with armed robbery and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. And he is currently being held at the Raymond Detention Center. Looking here, got Miss Rosa Graham on saying good afternoon to everyone. Have a blessed Monday. And I hope you're having a blessed Monday as well, Miss Rosa. Thank you so much for tuning in and saying hey. Well, Flowwood police need your help in locating a 21-year-old Indianola man who fled the hospital, left the hospital while he was heavily medicated. So here he is on your screen. And according to police, Davion Holmes was being treated at Merit Health River Oaks in Flowwood. His family says that he had been experiencing seizures and was under heavy sedation. So Holmes reportedly left his hospital room around 1:20 a.m., was last seen wearing black shorts and black socks, running across the street from the hospital. So if you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact the Flowwood Police Department. And developing this afternoon, Jackson police are investigating a shooting that left 3 people injured. So let me get this video pulled up for you guys. So this happened yesterday afternoon on McDowell Road. Officers say that 2 people got into an altercation and one person shot the other person in the leg. There's also 2 bystanders that were hurt. So one person was grazed by a bullet. The other was hit by flying concrete. So all 3 victims thankfully had non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests have been made at this time in this incident. I see you here, Britt saying good afternoon. Hello to you, Britt. Hope you're having a great day. Staying here in Jackson, where 3 people were shot outside of a Jackson nightclub early Saturday morning. So this shooting happened around 2 Saturday morning at Club Metro, which is located on Martin Luther King Drive in West Jackson. When police arrived on the scene, they found that 3 people had been shot. Damio Milton was one of those people, and he later died from his injuries. The 2 others who were shot have non-life-threatening injuries. JPD says that they have yet to make any arrest in this, but they believe that this shooting could be a response to last Sunday's shooting at Northmart Plaza. Police are still looking to speak with the nightclub management about what led to this shooting.
We do have a description of a suspect being a young black male, light complected with bushy hair. Young male. We attempted to locate the owner of this establishment. He had left prior to us arriving on scene last night.
The JPD is calling for anyone that has any tips or those who may know who the shooter is. Call JPD or Crime Stoppers at 601-355-TIPS. Again, that's Crime Stoppers at 601-355-TIPS. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. Saturday morning at Club Metro on Martin Luther King Drive in West Jackson. And Jackson police are still searching for a suspect who shot a man while trying to break into their vehicle. So the incident happened Sunday morning on Dorgan Street. Now, our crews did capture video from the active crime scene. So according to Jackson police, the vehicle owner confronted the suspect during the attempted break-in. That's when the suspect opened fire, hitting the victim and then running away. The suspect was last seen wearing a black shirt, khaki pants, and a mask. The victim was taken to a local hospital and is currently in stable condition. So this is the same block of Dorgan Street where a shootout happened just last Sunday. Several homes and properties were damaged by gunfire. Anyone with information on any of these shootings is urged to contact the Jackson Police Department. And residents at Blossom Apartments are moving out and relocating to new housing. The apartment complex, as you know, was without water for nearly 2 weeks because the owner of the complex did not pay the bill. Well, Stupak Community Services and volunteers gave boxes and tape to residents to help them move, although the owner was told to relocate the tenants. The different organizations and community members are helping out. Money has been allocated to tenants with down payment, or to help tenants rather, with down payments, first month's rent, and moving expenses. So once all of the residents are moved out, the owner says that he plans to bring in a contractor to begin maintenance work. He owes more than $400,000 still on the water bill, and there's still no word on when or even if that bill will get paid. So before we jump into looking at our forecast and some more news for you, let's hear from our sponsors over at Jackson Water.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, so we can bring you this show weekdays at 1 o'clock. So let's look at our current forecast right now. Our current temperatures outside are hot. Yes, very hot. So we are looking at 95 here in Jackson, 98 up in Lexington. We're 90s or above here in our current, or in our area. However, while the temperatures may be 95, the feel-like temperature is 107 right now here in Jackson. And as I said earlier, we are under an extreme heat warning right now. So if you do have to spend any time outside, please make sure that you are staying hydrated and taking breaks in shade, possibly air conditioning if possible. So if we see our current radar, you can see there's a little bit of rain here in Rankin County. Most of the rain down in Emmett, Wilkinson, and Adams County, some in Franklin. And that's how it's going to be for the remainder of the day. Scattered showers throughout the area. Not expecting anything widespread, though. And we look at our next 12 hours, you can see it's going to remain pretty much the same until we go into the overnight hours, where we drop down into the mid 70s. And our next 7 days, Nope, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Our next 7-day forecast, with the exception of Thursday and Friday, is pretty much a copy and paste. There are increased chances of rain on Thursday and Friday, but it's going to be hot all week. Humidity levels are going to be up. We're probably going to be under heat advisories or heat warnings for the remainder of this week. But to get the full details on your forecast, be here at 2:30 for the First Alert Weather Team. They will be able to give you all of that info, plus more, plus letting you know, should we be watching the tropics? There is a hurricane out there. Thankfully, though, it is not expected to really affect the U.S., but there could be more out there. It is hurricane season after all, so make sure you're tuning in at 2:30 for our First Alert Weather Team. So if you are in the town of Flora, listen up, because happening tomorrow, there is going to be a special election in Flora to fill the vacant Ward 4 alderman seat. You can cast your vote at City Hall from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, you must vote at Flora City Hall, and you must be in line by 7 p.m. to cast your vote. Again, that is happening tomorrow in Flora. And the U.S. Supreme Court will allow Mississippi social media age verification law to go into effect after an emergency appeal from a tech industry group. So this law requires social media companies to verify users' ages and get parental consent before allowing minors to open accounts. Mississippi says that it is aimed at protecting kids from online predators, citing cases of sextortion, including one that led to the suicide of one 16-year-old boy. And we are about 2 weeks away from Labor Day, marking the holiday as the unofficial last day of summer. And with that in mind, many of you will be out celebrating summer's closing all the way up until the holiday, which for some people might mean drinking alcohol. So the Mississippi Highway Patrol says that 15 lives were lost on Labor Day last year from wrecks on Mississippi highways. And they want to keep that number to 0 this time around. And that's why the Mississippi Highway Patrol and other law enforcement agencies around the state are launching another Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. And the goal of this nationwide campaign is to keep all drivers on the roadways safe on the roadways through Labor Day. Mississippi Highway Patrol says they want people to enjoy the holiday, but you should not get behind the wheel if you have been drinking.
We don't want to take the fall for anybody, but if you're going to be out there drinking, get you a designated driver or get you an Uber or something like that. We just want everybody just be responsible because we don't want to lose any lives. We never want to lose no lives, but especially during the holiday period, we just don't want to lose any lives.
The Mississippi Highway Patrol says will have more troopers on the highway along with DUI checks in place leading up to the holiday to make sure that the state highways are safe. And according to the National Safety Administration, since 2023, over 12,000 people nationwide have been killed due to drunk driving accidents. And then tomorrow, a hearing could determine whether a stay blocking Madison from providing services to an area it's hoping to annex is lifted. So the hearing will take place before the Madison County Chancery Judge James Walker. Madison is asking that the judge lift the stay blocking it from providing city services to roughly 4.64 miles of territory north of its corporate limits while the case is on appeal. Gluckstadt contends that an annexation ordinance cannot become official until all of the litigation is settled. Guys, that is going to be it for WLBT Plus today. Don't forget to tune back in at 2:30 for our First Alert Weather Team to give you that detailed look at your forecast. And I will be back tomorrow for your top 3 from WLBT and WLBT Plus at 1 o'clock. I hope to see you then, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.